Our next speaker is Andrea Johnson from Green Empowerment. Since 2016, Andrea has combined her background in Oregon's clean energy sector, international experience in conservation and community development to advance Green Empowerment's mission. As a working executive with 2 young children, she is committed to creating an organization where people can grow professionally, have a positive impact in the world, and establish a healthy work-life balance. Don't we all want that? In 2023, Andrea was awarded Executive of the Year in Social Impact from the Portland Business Journal. In 2022, Andrea delivered a TEDx talk called Shifting Power for a More Equitable World. She is also a co-founder of GlobalPDX. Unfortunately, Andrea couldn't be here in person as she and her family have tested positive for COVID. They are at home recovering. However, she did send over a recording of the talk she was going to give today, and so we're going to play that for you right now. Please welcome Andrea.
As someone deeply immersed in the intersection of the environment, technology, and public health, my personal journey has been a testament to the very unexpected paths life may take. As a young girl that was good at math and science, I was encouraged to be a doctor because, even girls can be doctors. So I started along that educational path, completed my pre-med requirements. And while at university, I was introduced to climate science. And I dreamed of being a prominent NASA scientist. Fast forward to today, and while I'm not a doctor or a climate scientist, I work at the intersection of health and climate, helping rural communities across the globe construct life-changing infrastructure in their own communities. Recently, a retired doctor shared with me a perspective that completely caught me off guard. He suggested that in the grand scheme of health and well-being, my work might have positively impacted more lives than he had in his decades of practicing medicine. How about that? Maybe I chose the right career path after all. I'll let you all decide for yourselves once you've heard the rest of my talk. Either way, that perspective has been swirling around my mind. It feels impossible that it's true. He's literally a doctor, and I hear he's actually a pretty good one. It was a humbling moment that made me appreciate the intricate links between public health, education, and the fundamental services that underpin resilient societies. This realization resonates deeply with my work at Green Empowerment as we experience the interconnectedness of energy, access, water availability, girls' education, and climate change. At the center of this global narrative lies a fundamental truth. Educating girls is not just an investment in individuals. It's an investment in the collective resilience and prosperity of our world. So, you might feel like I made a bit of a leap there, eh? Well, I'm not making this up. Project Drawdown and resilience.org underscore the pivotal role of educating girls in the fight against climate change. If you're not familiar, Project Drawdown identified the top 100 activities that would most dramatically reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And at number 6 was educating girls, something you rarely hear about in climate discussions. Using the analysis from Project Drawdown, resilience.org asserts that educating girls surpasses the combined impact of EVs, solar, and wind energy combined. According to the data from UNESCO used in the evaluation, educating girls could result in a massive reduction in emissions of over 50 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. I dove into some of the analysis, and it is mostly based on the fact that women who have educational opportunities have fewer children, have them later in life, and have healthier children. So it may be imperfect, but nevertheless, research shows strong linkages between women in leadership and pro-environmental policies, and women helping their communities and countries be more resilient. At Green Empowerment, we recognize that girls need access to both energy and water at home to unlock their full educational potential. While these resources also benefit young boys, girls are disproportionately impacted negatively by the lack of access to these resources in many parts of the world. And girls also spend less time on education than boys, both in and out of school. and more time on unpaid work. That may resonate with some of you in this room. Consider a striking statistic. According to a study by UNICEF, school attendance increases by 12% when water is available within proximity to children's homes. Additionally, studies show that access to electricity significantly boosts girls' education attendance and their success. In Brazil, one study showed that the chances of concluding primary school by the age of 18 are 60% higher for girls with electricity access than those without. And this is specifically access at home, a key part of what green empowerment does. Part of the joy of leading green empowerment is witnessing firsthand the real impact of these interconnected issues. In an Ecuadorian school where we worked with local partners to bring water, the children are no longer fetching water during class hours. This seemingly small change has monumental consequences. Girls are now present in class, and they are shaping a future where education isn't a distant dream, but a tangible reality in their own community. As a global community, I feel like the imperative is clear. Everyone deserves access to reliable energy and clean water. These are foundational elements for education, businesses, and prosperity. The path to achieving this involves collaboration with communities and local partners. Our distributed micro-utility approach enables the provision of clean energy and water in very diverse contexts, and we see it sustained time and time again by the communities themselves. These micro-utilities are not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's not just a piece of technology you can go and drop there and leave. They are community-scale systems, and they are tailored to each project's local context. We use the term micro-utility very intentionally. These systems are owned and operated by communities. They have elected community leadership, paid technicians, a high quality of service, and tariff structures designed to sustain the system over time. In our 26 plus years of experience across Latin America and Southeast Asia, we've witnessed the impact of these systems and have more recently been invited to extend the transformational work with local organizations in Africa. The transformation we seek is profound. In essence, if education and health are key drivers of climate action, and energy and water are critical infrastructure for enabling education and health, then investing in these distributed infrastructure solutions becomes imperative for global communities. I have the pleasure to work with many amazing women across the globe that are representative of this transformational impact, and they're using their opportunities to prove their communities and their countries. One of these women is Olivia Nanfuka, who would probably be incredibly embarrassed that I'm talking about her in front of all of you today. She's an energy engineer from Uganda who works with us to support our renewable energy and water programs in Uganda, across Africa, and beyond. Her personal story is incredibly powerful. She was supported by a women's STEM program that provided scholarships for her to have educational opportunities beyond high school. Clearly, she was already excelling in high school to get these opportunities, but this program is what launched her to the next level. She finished an engineering degree in her home country of Uganda, and then a master's degree in energy engineering in Algeria. In addition to her work with us at Green Empowerment, Olivia volunteers her time as the East Africa Regional Coordinator for Women in Renewable Energy to help pay it forward. Olivia's dedication to advancing renewable energy and access to education for girls is an amazing example of how educating girls can improve our global fight against climate change and also our resiliency to the impacts. A 2017 Brookings Institute study suggests that for every additional year of schooling a girl receives on average, her country's resilience to climate disasters can be expected to improve by 3.2 points. You'd have to dive in a little bit to understand the points, but needless to say, it improves. And the impact goes beyond the immediate. It extends to shaping communities, fostering female leadership, and creating a ripple effect of positive change. So now, more than ever, we should all feel a personal call to action. We're not merely advocating for change. We are part of a movement that envisions a world where education energy and water are not luxuries, but universal rights. Consider how your unique skills, your networks, or your resources can contribute. Reflect on the power of small deeds, whether it's volunteering, mentoring, donating, or spreading awareness. Each action contributes to a wave of positive, transformational change. Together, we can contribute to weave a tapestry where the empowerment of one girl, the provision of energy and water, and the fight against climate change are mutually beneficial to transforming our tomorrow. I am so sorry I'm not with you in person. Combination of COVID and a 6 to 9 inches of snow and ice have left me stranded in Oregon. But with you in the audience today is the Vice Chair of the Green Empowerment Board of Directors, Adrienne Pierce. So Adrienne, if you want to give a wave, she could be there to answer any questions and would love to connect with many of you following this. Have a lovely rest of your day.